Morning everyone, whether you're watching, listening or reading this episode, welcome back to the Runpreneur vlog, where we're on a mission to raise £1 million for children's charity by run vlogging consecutive days the distance of one lap around the planet. It's a staggering 40,075 kilometres and it's going to take me about 15 years of consecutive days running, which is a truly epic challenge but a truly epic target that we're going for. So those that are regular listeners will know that the Runpreneur vlog covers things that I'm passionate about, which is entrepreneurship and running. And it is a beautiful day today. It's fresh, it's 1 degree, but no wind and the sun is out, so decent running conditions. And it's a motivation or Monday motivation today, where we discuss all things productivity and motivation based. And today's topic is top of the productivity funnel. So as always, if you like this episode, please give it a like and a subscribe, and let's get started. So, top of the productivity funnel. Okay, there's basically 5 things here. So before I tell you what the 5 things are, the top of the productivity funnel is the things you need to have in place to give yourself the best opportunity of being productive. Now, you can listen to every productivity hack in the world, but if you have the necessities of productivity missing from your life, then you're not going to be productive. So what are they? Number 1, internet. Okay, we'll go into the detail on each of them very shortly. Number 2, hardware. Number 3, mastering the tools. Number 4, health. Number 5, nutrition. Okay, so there are the 5 pillars that you have to have in place in some capacity to give yourself the best chance of being more productive. And so many people will study productivity and try to be more productive, but they won't look at the necessities they need to have in place in order to be productive. And that's why this is a really important episode. So let's start with number 1, internet. What do we mean by number 1? I mean, I'll do a separate vlog episode on each of these in greater detail. So I'll try and keep it relatively high level today. But what do we mean by internet? Internet speed, internet reliability. Especially if you're running some kind of online business. If you are hindered with your internet speed or reliability, it's going to have a negative impact on the productivity of your business. So you need to address that. Number 2, hardware. So it's highly likely that nearly every business nowadays will have some kind of online presence. But not just online presence, what's the hardware attached to the business that you need to have in place to enable you to flourish? So let's say that you are a graphic designer and you've got a computer that's 10 years old, doesn't have the memory or the processing power to run some of the software packages you're going to need. Inevitably it's going to hinder productivity. So you've got to check the hardware is right. So making sure whatever hardware you're using is up to the standard. So computing, we're talking about here, computers, memory, processing power. You need to ask yourself what you're doing and ensuring that your hardware is up to the task. The next one is mastering the tools. Okay, now this one is a necessity, but you can go too deep too quick here if you're not careful. I'm just going past someone, 1 second. Morning. So you can go too deep too quick here because it's a very wide ranging subject. Mastering the tools. Okay, so what do we mean? What tools do you need in your business or industry? I mean, this could be anything from people to shovels and spades if you do manual labour. It can be software packages. It can be all sorts. It's incredibly wide-ranging area, but however you slice and dice it, there will be some essential tools you need. This is outside computing hardware, so there'll be specific tools that you'll need. You might need an office, you might need a phone, you might need, task management software, you might need accounting software. You know, what are the essentials that you need to run your business, and ensuring that you've got those in place. Otherwise, you're going to come up against something you need to do in the business and you're not going to have the tools to do it. So really, really important. The last two are very closely linked. but are so important. Now I think people are a little bit more kind of versed with these two now. Health is a big one. Now health is a massive category. Okay, clearly, you know, being in better health is going to allow you to be more productive, and the key one here is sleep and rest. If you don't get enough sleep and rest, you can be tired the next day, so your health metric will be lower, your productivity level will be lower. Okay, it might be that, you know, you have energy lulls throughout the day, which everybody does, but it might be that you integrate exercise into your routine to kind of pull you through those lulls. I mean, mornings are notoriously a struggle for me. I'm not a morning person, so I run every morning. It's not the easiest thing to do sometimes, but when I finish my run, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling good to go. So it gives me that kind of productivity boost. So exercise is a really cool one. Meditation could be something that people do. Yoga, you know, there's loads of different things that provide a health benefit that will have a compounding knock-on effect in terms of increasing your productivity levels. People just are often not aware of how closely productivity and health are linked. And the last one is nutrition. Okay, so this links to energy levels as well. You know, if you feed yourself with super high salt, high sugar foods which give you a real carbohydrate spike, then inevitably you get a carbohydrate lull where your energy levels drop. And a lot of people don't realise the difference between good nutrition and bad nutrition, and think, you know, some people think bread is healthy. That's a massive myth. It's unless you've got superseded, nutty, you know, grain-based bread, it's just processed and full of carbs, but it's there's high and low GI is where you have to factor in, and I think it's the lower. I'm trying to get this right. I'm not a nutritionist, but one of them is worse than the other. I think it's the I can't remember. I'm not going to try and guess, but one of them is the one you want to go for, and the other one you don't. But ultimately, it's like fibrous. So apples would be a good form of carbohydrate to take, whereas, you know, a packet of sweets would be really bad. Okay, so it's the impact of how slowly it drip feeds the energy into your system, and the more fibrous carbohydrate you do, you get an impact of positive energy release over a slower period of time, more sustainable, and you don't get the massive dramatic lulls. It's a little bit like caffeine as well. Caffeine, you're potentially borrowing energy from later in the day, okay, and you need to be aware of that. And now it can be a really cool productivity hack, but for the nature of today's topic, it's I'm going to put it in the kind of negative bracket. So what you eat has a massive bearing. If you have lots of salty foods, processed-based foods, then it's going to affect your digestion, it's going to affect your energy load, it's going to affect your mood, and all these things have a bearing on your productivity levels. Whereas if you are somebody who eats, you know, fresh foods all the time, organic foods, freshly cooked, freshly prepared, you're going to get the real benefits of the quality of that food in your energy levels, in your well-being, and as a result, you'll be far more productive. So these aren't productivity hacks, these are essentials to be productive. Okay, so that's what we call on top of the funnel. If you look at the funnel for productivity, all of the little hacks and things we talk about in productivity are all little marginal gains generally. But if you don't have these top of the funnel aspects, you know, those productivity hack gains that are dropping through the funnel are not even going to get through to the funnel, because they won't get through to the top, because these are the gatekeepers. If you don't have these in place in some capacity, then you're not even at much point looking to integrate new and wild and wonderful productivity hacks if you don't have the essentials in place. So, hope that's useful. If I was going to summarise really, really easily, 5 main pillars or essentials that you need to be productive in any capacity. Internet, we're talking internet speed, reliability. 2, hardware, we're talking hardware, computer hardware. Do you have the capability to do whatever you need to run your business? i.e., if you're a graphic designer, you're going to need more processing memory power than if you're somebody who's just doing some basic spreadsheet data entry. So is the hardware up to speed? Number 3, mastering the tools. This is the one where people get lost. What are the bare necessities to run your business in terms of tooling and resource? Okay, don't think bigger and better than that. Just do you have the basics? If you don't have the basics, you won't function as a business and you won't be productive. Number 4, health. Do you live a healthy lifestyle? Do you get enough sleep? Do you exercise? All these things have a profound effect on your energy levels, which will impact productivity. And number 5, nutrition. How do you fuel your body? How do you fuel your energy levels? If you're fueling it with processed, high sugar, high salt foods, then you might get a short little burst of carbohydrate, but your health will deteriorate living on that diet. And you also get highs and lows, a lot of highs and lows in your energy levels by having a very processed focused diet, processed food focused diet. Whereas on the flip side, if you have fresh, organic foods, freshly prepared, freshly cooked, you get the goodness out of the foods, and you're going to be a slower release of energy in your body, which means that you can maintain a more constant and a consistent level of productivity. So really, really important you understand they're the 5 necessities. If you don't have them in some capacity, now you're not going to be perfect in all of them, absolutely not, but understand them and have the bare essentials before you start looking further afield at other ways you can be more productive. Get those right first, and then look at the different strategies you can use to be more productive. So, hope that's useful. As always, if you've got questions and stuff, drop me a comment, I'll respond to everyone. If it's a bigger topic, I'll do a separate vlog episode and tag you in. Do check out the link in my bios where you can watch, listen or read my content now, as we now have a YouTube channel, a soon to be released podcast and blog, and everything's catalogued nice and neatly by topic, so it's very easy to find relevant information that's going to be related to what you do. So all I have to say is that the Runpreneur vlog is all about the mission to raise £1 million for children's charities by run vlogging on consecutive days, barefoot style, the distance of 1 lap around the planet. It's a staggering 40,075 kilometres, and it's going to take about 15 years to accomplish. So a truly epic challenge, so plenty of time to raise the money that we are targeting. And my content, what I vlog about, has always been about helping people overcome the emotions of stress, overwhelm and anxiety by using exercise, or in my example running, as a release mechanism to relieve those daily, weekly pressures in the form of stress, clearing your head, processing stuff that's going on in your lives, gaining clarity and focus and moving on. If you don't have that release mechanism or release valve, it's like the release valve on a pressure in a pipe. If you don't have a release valve and pressure builds up in the form of stress, it will then evolve to overwhelm, which is when you start freezing and procrastinating, struggling to keep up on with what you're doing. And before long, that switches over to panic attacks, anxiety, and then you're in the realms of mental health challenges, which clearly we want to try and avoid. Now, I've been there, and if you don't have, sorry, there's bugs flying in my face. Just going past this person 1 second. And if you don't have a release valve, the pipe will burst. And in that scenario, you're looking at the entrepreneur or the person or the business breaking down. And it's hard enough succeeding in this world without not mismanagement of these emotions, which is so critical to success in whatever capacity. Now, I've been rock bottom, and I've been in situations where my mismanagement of these have almost caused me, well, they have caused me to lose businesses, they've caused me to lose business partners, and I've almost been bankrupt from them. So I know what it's like, and it's no coincidence that since I've started doing this running vlog for the last 9 to 10 months, that I've made more progress in that period of time than I have in the previous 4 years. So hopefully there's enough social proof there to show you that this stuff really works. So my pledge to you, if you are one of these people struggling to manage these emotions, then drop me a message. There's no catch here whatsoever. I'm not selling you anything. I'll jump on a quick call. I'll give you a few hints and tips and things that have worked so profoundly in my life that I'm convinced are transferable to yours, and going to try and get you back on the right path. And many have taken me up on this already, and I know we've made a significant difference to so many people's lives already. And I always said this vlog just helps one person, or the content associated with this vlog helps one person or saves one business. It's been 1,000,000% worthwhile. So that's it for me today. All that's left to say is please, if you like this episode, please give it a like, comment and a subscribe. Do check out the links in my bios where you can find out more about my fundraising challenge, and also you can find the playlist link for all the relevant episodes associated with your interest. And all that's left to say is stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you tomorrow.